All right, let's talk about the Manvantar Maaya Exodus galaxy. There's this one plant. I mean, it shapes entire cultures, it decides people's fates, and it's at the center of so much conflict. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into what is easily the most fascinating and dangerous substance in the cosmos, Herbis.
So you gotta ask, right? A plant that people will literally smuggle, fight, and even die for. What is Herbis exactly? And that's a simple question with a really complex answer. I mean, how can one little plant be the key to spiritual enlightenment for some people, but total ruin for others? And why are top-level officials risking their entire careers to get their hands on it? Okay, let's break it all down.
Okay, so before we can really get into the crazy rituals and all the risks involved, we've got to start at the beginning. The absolute fundamentals. What is this plant that's causing all this chaos?
So at its most basic level, Herbis is this really potent blue plant. And you can't just find it anywhere. Nope, it only grows on these super protected moons, like Lunaris, and it's guarded like a fortress by the IGTO. Its value? Absolutely astronomical. And that's because it has this wild mix of medicinal and intoxicating properties. Of course, this creates a massive black market, so profitable that even high-ranking officials, guys like Minister JD, have been accused of smuggling it. I mean, think about that. When the people in charge are willing to risk it all, that tells you everything you need to know about how much power this plant has. This isn't just some back-alley stuff. This is a controlled substance on a massive galactic scale.
But here's the thing, you can't just, pick a leaf off the Herbis plant and use it. Not at all. The way it gets turned from this raw plant into that powerful powder we see everyone using, well, that's basically an art form.
And the final product? Wow. It's not just described as a drug. It's something almost mystical. We're told it's a powder that actually glows blue, like moon dust, and it smells like the first rain. Now that's not just flowery language, right? Those details tell you just how special, how revered this stuff is in their culture.
The process to get there is practically a ritual in itself. First, you have to carefully pluck the seeds from the leaves. Then you strip the leaves themselves, which apparently takes a ton of care and patience. And for the final step, those stripped leaves are crushed by hand, literally palm to leaf, until you're left with that fine, glowing blue powder. It's this really intimate, hands-on process. It's like it connects the user directly to the plant's very essence.
So once it's all prepared, there's not just one way to take Herbis. Far from it. The way you consume it is usually tailored to get a specific effect, Whether you're just trying to ease some stress or you're looking for a full-on divine connection.
Probably the most common way is smoking it, either rolled up in joints or using a traditional pipe they call a chillum. But then you've got characters like Super Marshal Agora, who we see snorting blue lines of the stuff to calm his nerves. For something a little more low-key, it can be sprinkled into wine. And then, for the really intense spiritual ceremonies, it's inhaled as this thick, bluish smoke that just completely surrounds the person.
And this is where we really get to the heart of it all. See, Herbis isn't just some simple relaxant. Not even close. It's a substance of total, extreme duality. It can give you the most profound pleasure and also the most unimaginable pain.
This quote just captures the appeal of it so perfectly. The promise of taking this deep journey into your own mind. Imagine uncoiling every single bit of tension in your body and just satisfying your soul. It's sold as this key to unlocking creativity and deeper thought. But that journey, it comes with a very serious risk.
And here's that duality in stark contrast. On one hand, you could get this incredible deep relaxation, a sharpening of your instincts. But on the other hand, a bad roll, as they call it, could trigger your absolute worst traumatic memories and just tear you down completely. And get this, in some of the more intense rituals, users actually describe the feeling as molten needles shooting through their veins, a fiery pain that's literally meant to separate your soul from your body. It's the ultimate razor's edge, right? That thin line between total enlightenment and pure act.
So with effects that powerful, it's really no surprise that Herbis is way more than just a recreational drug. It's woven into the very fabric of their society. It has this incredibly deep cultural and mystical meaning for all sorts of different groups across the galaxy.
And this is a great way to see how these different groups have folded it into their lives. Take the Kyrian Marshals. For them, it's a weekly bonding thing. A chillum session where they can just relax and toast the guy who discovered the plant. Then you have the blind Roobian scholars, who use the chillum as a tool to go into a meditative trance. They believe it's how they talk to their gods.
And for certain spiritual practitioners, Herbis holds the ultimate promise, the power to actually extend your life.
So, at the end of the day, we're left with this huge question. Is Herbis a gift? A divine key to unlock the potential hidden inside all of us? Or is its power, its ability to give pleasure, to cause pain, to create dependency, is that the ultimate tool for control? The answer, it seems, well, it all depends on who's holding the pipe.